Saxon Algebra 2, Lesson 58. In our lesson for the day, we have two problems. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our fun topic of completing the square, which, sorry you guys, I love it. I think it is so fun. And we're going to make it just a titch harder. Are you ready? Let me show you the problem, and you'll probably notice right away what the drama is. Okay, you make sure you write it while I double check. Yes, that's right. Okay, it says solve that by completing the square. All right, well, I look at it and think, okay, John's got this all in nice standard order, right? We want to see it ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. That's standard format. This looks good. But what on God's green earth is that doing there? What? We have never dealt with such folly when we have completed the square before. We've always had just a plain x squared, right? So like a coefficient of 1, which is invisible. What are we going to do about that? Easy. Easy first step. Our new first step is divide away the a. Isn't that just like catchy and rhymey? Divide away the a. This is the a term, right? It's the number chilling in front of the x squared. We need to get rid of it. So what we do is we divide every term on both sides by 4. And so this will cancel, and we will get x squared plus, okay, now this looks dramatic, but work with me, 3/4 x minus 3/4 equals 0. That used to blow my mind. I used to think, how can that be right if it doesn't change this side at all? Oh, we changed all of that side, but we didn't change that side. It works. It works. Don't be like me and freak out about it. Just trust and believe that it's okay. It just made me really uncomfortable. I didn't like it. All right, now you'll see we do have fractions, and that's a little dramatic. But every other part of completing the square works exactly the same. So from here on out, it's all the same. We just have to deal with fractions. So let's review our steps as we go. I will say them, I won't write them. They're all written down in lesson 50. So if you feel shaky on this, go ahead and check out lesson 50 once again for the details. All right, we kick u to the curb. X squared plus 3/4 x. We leave a gap. He changes sides, so he changes signs. He's positive 3/4 now. Magic number time. Whenever I see that gap, I remember, oh yeah, magic number. I take the b value, 3/4. Now, we've always said divide by 2. That's messier now. So what I'm going to say now is multiply it by 1/2. Dividing by 2 and multiplying by 1/2 is the very same thing. That's inside the parentheses. I draw an arrow and I square it. Okay, this becomes 3/8, right? That I'm squaring, that's equals. And that would be 9/64. So I'm going to add, oh, Lord have mercy, right? 9/64, and I have to add it to both sides. I'm leaving myself some room here to adjust. I should have put the plus over there. Okay, now what's inside of this thing is what's going to go like this, right? It's going to make my binomial. X plus 3/4 quantity squared. What I draw the arrow to is what goes in here, but I can check to make sure I did it right. This times itself should equal that. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. It should be 8. Now it works. Oh, but I better do it to both sides, right? Okay. No. That's that 3/4. Yes, I added properly. It was just when I copied to this that I messed up. Okay. See, I made a mistake, and then I started to make a second mistake, but I calmed down and I looked at the whole problem fresh, and I corrected myself. Okay. This times itself equals that. Yes, 3 times 3 is 9. 8 times 8 is 64. This plus itself equals that. 3/8 plus 3/8 is 6/8, which reduces to 3/4. Okay, this works for me. Now on this side, I got crazy. I changed that, but I put it back because this number is this. This number has nothing to do with the magic number being added. And this was the magic number added in that form, and I'm good. Okay, 4 times what? 4 times 16 equals 64. So that means I need to multiply this by 16 over 16. 16 times 3 is 48. So it's 48 over 64, so this becomes 57 over 64. Woo! That's a bit of a number, isn't it? All right, now that I have my binomial, we can take the square root of both sides, and I get x plus 3/8 equals plus or minus. Now I'm going to simplify this. The 57 is a hot mess. That stays. But the bottom, I can reduce to a pair of 8s in the house, a single 8 out of the house. And then my last step is to subtract the 3/8. So I get x equals minus 3 over 8 plus or minus the square root of 57 over 8. I like to see these as two separate fractions rather than smushing them. Sometimes John will smush them. I like them separate. He's written these separate, exactly like mine. Yay! Beautiful. Okay, let's do one more. And then lesson 58 will be just a wonderful dream that we had one day. Solve. I always take an extra minute when I have a lead coefficient to make sure I've got everything in the right order, because sometimes things look a little crazy. It looks good. So I remember my very first step when I see that ugly lead coefficient on the x squared terms, I'm going to divide away the a. And I get x squared minus, I'm going to write it like this, 1/5 x, because I'm going to need to see that fraction for my magic number calculation. And this is a 0. I'm going to kick that one over, so it's going to be equals, it's going to be positive 2/5, right? Because it's negative here, so it's positive when I flip it. All right, let's see if I can do the magic number without screwing this up this time. So it's going to be b minus 1/5 times 1/2, which is the same thing as dividing by 2, and I'm going to square it. I'm going to simplify it going down. That's going to be minus 1/10 squared, which equals 1/100. Sound good? So that's my magic number. I add it to both sides, and I'm going to put it way over here so I have room to fix this fraction. Okay, now I'm ready to write my binomial. It's going to be that number, right? So it's going to be x minus 1/10 quantity squared. Let's check it. 1/10 times 1/10, it'll be positive, and it'll be 1/100. Then we add them, minus 1/10 minus another 1/10 would be minus 2/10, which simplifies to minus 1/5. Okay, it works. Equals, now let's fix this. We're going to have to multiply it by 20/20, right? To get a 100 here. And so that will be 40 plus 1, 41/100. I know you're frantically writing down. I was going too fast. Sorry. I get so excited. I just love these problems. All right. Now we've got this binomial here. That's the reminder that we want to take the square root of both sides. This cancels, right? So we have x minus 1/10 equals. Then we know we need the plus or minus. And again, it always plays out this way, you guys, where the denominator will always come out perfectly as a square, but the top is usually a hot mess. So we have square root of 41. 41's a prime number, so there's nothing we can do to simplify that. And we can take the root of the 100. And then our last step is to swim that across. X equals positive 1 over 10. Change sides, change signs. Plus or minus the square root of 41 over 10. Double checking. Yay, John agrees. Do you feel smart? I hope you do, because you should, because that is some tough stuff that we're doing. Beautiful Algebra 2. You guys are doing great. You are making major headway. It seems so long ago. We started at the beginning of the orange book, right? With just like, let's remember how to add fractions. And now you guys are like Albert Einsteins. It's very exciting. Okay, that's all for lesson 58. Thank you. Goodbye.